Welcome to another episode of the Boss Up Visual Podcast Show. We are super excited to be bringing to you episode 3, season 3. And in this season, we are talking about business, we're talking about life, we're talking about mental health. Because a lot of us, we have to check and recheck ourselves. A lot of times we sit around and we blame other people for our failures. And we try to keep ourselves grounded because we focus on that one thing that might have traumatized you, that might have made you that way in the first place. But we got to start focusing on reality. And I want to talk about your mental state, because we got to always do a mental check. And if you agree with me, you can say that a lot of people nowadays, they're getting caught up in the virtual reality world of things. And sometimes we have to bring them back to reality, to focus, to refocus. And a lot of times we'll use things as a crutch and we'll say, oh, we can't do a certain task or we can't start a certain thing because we don't have this. But you have to go back to the time where you started something and you didn't have a car, you didn't have a house, you didn't have this and that, but you still started that thing in spite of what you had for your resources, in spite of what you had that was at your reach. So we got to stop making excuses, making a crutch for to cover up, who we really are, to cover up who you really want to be. Because if you wanted to be something else, you will be something else. Just like if you wanted to go and buy that game, you'll go buy that game. If you wanted to go and buy those pair of shoes, you'll go and buy those pair of shoes. It's all about free will. It's all about the will of wanting to do something. Because if you don't want to do it, you always going to find an excuse as to why you can't do something. Why you can't start that business. Why you can't go to the store, why you can't get a job. You'll always make that excuse because that's a crutch. You're able to use that as a crutch. But when you come down to reality, if that is the topic that you're always bringing up at that time, then that is your crutch that you created for that situation. Because you got to think back to the time before that situation came. That's one situation that happened in your life. So what about all the other times, the years before that certain situation happened in your life? So the only person you playing with, you play with yourself. You play with yourself when you create crutches and you make excuses why you can't do things. And the point is that people hang themselves up. You hang yourself up because you're stuck in your own entrapment. Nobody's saying anything about it. All we do is talk about reality. What's going on right now, what's happening in the now. So if I'm saying to you, okay, turn that TV down, turn that radio down, that's just a statement. That's in the now because people are sleeping. I might be trying to sleep. Anything, that's the reason why we do certain things in the now, because it's the reality of what's happening right now. But when you bring up other situations that have nothing to do with that situation that's occurring now, that is a crutch that you created in your life for every situation. And we got to start gaining our self-control, because you got to come back to reality. You know what self-control is. You know how to control yourself. It's all, like I said, it's all about free will. It's all about what you want to do. So if you want to do something, you'll do it. If you want to go to sleep, you'll go to sleep. You want to start a business, you'll start a business. You want to invest, you'll invest. You want to get life insurance, you'll get life insurance. Stop using other things as a crutch, because if you wanted that new purse, that new outfit, those new pair of shoes, you're definitely going to find a way to get it, because that's something that you want. That's your focus. You want to play that game, you're going to play the game, and you're going to find a way to do it. That's your focus. You want to drink, you're going to buy that bottle, you're going to find a way to do it. Why? Because that's your focus. So we got to stop playing with ourselves, because you are the one that's holding yourself back. And I had to come with this topic because people got to start coming back to reality. I'm talking about the real world. I'm talking about beyond the TV, beyond the device, beyond the game. Sometimes we got to cut that out so we can start thinking properly. And that's it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on a clip from the Boss Up Visual podcast. This is our trailer for our Like a Boss TV show. And we are super excited to be creating such a platform for businesses, leaders, artists, authors, coaches, everybody to come together and have a platform that they can build. They can be visible, they can be seen, they can expand, they can learn, they can get educated, they can stay motivated. So I just love it. So we're going to have that clip come on, and then we'll maybe have our caregiver segment come on as well. So just hang on tight, and here's the clip.
Holding on to things from the past. Let it go and let God. Let it go and let God. I don't got time to be fighting.
Because it's okay to say no. Because you can turn your nose into your strength of yes. Yes, I took my power back. It takes a village. It takes a team. So when I said I'm switching it up, I want everybody to leave here today buying something from somebody. I want everybody to leave here with somebody's number. I want everybody to leave here promoting somebody else on their social media. Because we don't do that. What we scared for?
That business became more and more of my time. But I also had to tend to other businesses. So with this Boss Up conference, it really made me want to share my kind of experience and kind of things I do. Because I feel like everybody has a boss inside of them. You know, everybody can figure out how to get to the next level.
I'm so overwhelmed to be here today. I mean, this is what I live. This is what I live. I live positive, progressive people.
You can't try to change other people if you're not willing to change yourself.
Amen.
So here are a few ways to work towards change. So I had to come up with a strategy, and he told you that this relationship is built on prayer. I'm telling you, when we got together, I was 19, he was 17, so it's like we grew up together, right? Keen enough to understand, to pay attention to those moments, to see that he was changing, right? But only because I was changing.
The student loan, then the interest rate is so high. So I told Angela, I said, I want to give back to our community. I want to show people how to buy and sell real estate with no money down. I have a mentor that coached me, named Don Jacob. He'll coach me how to buy real estate. The house I'm living in, you guys, I live in 6-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and an acre of land. And you know what? Guess how much rent I put down? $20.
Why this happened? Because, you know, a couple of years ago, 2008, I lost my son in a shootout. So, I mean, this is a situation of life, being, you know, in the street, running the street, and to be here today is a whole breakthrough for me.
Like he said, our mission started back in 2008 when we lost our 10-month-old son to gun violence, Tennessee. So we wanted to present to you today the Think Before You Act campaign, the sign that you see here in front of the podium, because a lot of violence is going on today where there's roadway rage, people getting shot and killed. People just not thinking, but they're just living in the moment and they're making mistakes.
Hello, how y'all doing? Y'all right? Sounds good? Sounds good? If you're down, then we'll be quiet. Okay, that wanna be out here. You know, I'm from my brother, Jude. That's my people low. You know, it's my brother, you know, that's my little nephew, and I'm just saying it's just love. And I love this Black Power here. Y'all continue making this Black movement. Yeah?
The next Boss Up Visual Award, because we're going to do this every year. We're going to do the Boss Up Visual Award. This is the first annual Boss Up Visual Award. And I could not kick it off without giving my partner, my sister, Angela Amazing Tate, the Boss Up Visual Award, because she really brings it, and she really is a boss.
Hello everyone, it's your caregiver coach, Angela Amazing, the #1 caregiver coach in the country. And I want to thank you for tuning in for another episode of my weekly caregiver segment. And we are happy to have you if you're new here today, because guess what? You could have been anywhere, but you're tuned in here. So we want to thank you for that. And when I say we, I want to shout out my lovely co-host, Miss Shakita Days. And without Shakita, listen, I would be all over the place. So Shakita, much love, honey. And all the people who are caregivers, caretakers, and even if you know a caregiver or caretaker, tag them in and let them know we appreciate them. I did my Caregiver Talk Wednesday segment live on Facebook and Instagram, and I shouted out several different caregivers in the industry, in the field, coaches, yoga caregiver coaches, just all kinds of caregivers, Brian's Freedom, just everybody who's behind the scenes. We want to thank you. The facilitator, Kate, I just want to say you're amazing. Allison, the self-love coach for caregivers. It was so many that I couldn't get them all in, but we're going to do it again. And if you would like to schedule an interview so that we can have story time for caregivers and you can talk about it, hit me up at amazingcaregivercircles@gmail.com. And let's get you on the schedule, because we are in season 3. And the last time I was here, we talked about finishing our amazing Boss Up conference in Miami, Florida on last month. It was phenomenal. We're still talking about it, still posting pictures, still talking about the highlights of it all. But now we have moved into the magazine. That's correct, y'all. The magazine is out. So if you would like to get an ad, you are a boss, an entrepreneur. But guess what? Even if you're a caregiver and you want to just feature and tell your story, we have room for you. So don't miss out on being a part of the hottest magazine that's going to be around this year. We are scheduled to launch the magazine December 13th. So you need to get your spot, because they are moving. Full page ad, half page ads, whatever you need to do, or you just want to send a shout out to someone. Let us know, because we are here for you. And I always say we're in it together. And if you're in the caregiver community, then you hear that phrase quite often. Hi guys, for all you who are just tuning in again, I'm saying hi because it's Easter weekend. You may be just being off and have some downtime, free time, and you wanted to tune into iHeartRadio and you decided to just check me out. Well, guess what? Thank you for stopping by because you are in the right place. And we want to say today that we are happy to have you. And when I say we, I literally had to shout out, if you just missed it, my co-host Shakita Days. So listen, I'm not going to keep you guys because it's Easter weekend, but I do want to tell you really quickly. I know it's a lot going on, and this is a holiday where a lot of family and love and everyone come together for different reasons because of this amazing season. However, make sure you find room to stop and breathe. Stop in. We talked about last week pressing the reset button. What did that look like for you and how you could press the reset button? Well, we're talking about it again. Because we know that you want to have things perfect. You want to have things right. But it's a lot. I could tell you it was some challenges for me coming into these last 2 weeks, but yet I still kept going because I did know how to press the reset button. And I'm prepared to do that, not this Easter weekend, but I'm in front of it where I'll make some time next week and I'll take a deep breath and just relax, take a mental health day. I don't know if you've ever processed it that way, use that title, but I call it a mental health day. I take a day off, and I take a day off for just me. Sometimes that involves me just sleeping. That involves me just taking an opportunity to just rest. I will be traveling this Easter weekend. So definitely coming back from all that before I get back into the appointments, the medicines, the doctor's appointments, the schedule, the therapy, just everything that goes work, coaching. I want to be able to just stop. Take a walk around my neighborhood. I live in an amazing neighborhood. I love it. I'm grateful. And just the gratitude of it all. Maybe go to the gym. It's not far from my house. So I plan on walking to the gym. Just to do something different, get that exercise in, and just take a mental clarity of walking and just seeing what that looks like. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. Listen, if you want to give me some feedback, feel free to. I am on Instagram. You can find me anywhere at I am Coach Amazing without the G. I am on Facebook as Angela Amazing Tate, the Caregiver Coach. I am on Twitter as I am Coach Amazing. I am on LinkedIn as Angela Amazing Tate, the Caregiver Coach. I am pretty much everywhere. Google me, you will find me. But one thing I want you to know is that you matter. And we are here for you. I unleashed my elite mentor coaching program last week. And I'm excited because it's filling up. So you still have time to catch your spot. You can go to www.coachamazing.com and book your free 15-minute consultation. And let's talk about it. Let's get you started on getting centered with your own vision, goals, and dreams in the middle of caring and sharing for others. So we want to make sure that you are definitely showing some love to yourself while doing so, and not at the expense of your own health and wellness, because you're no good to anyone if you're not good to yourself. I had to learn that the hard way, and I'm here to prepare. I'm prepared and here to share that with you. So if you got some stories, I can't wait to do caregiver story time. I've already filled up for this month. And we're almost out of this month. So if you want to get on for May, June, my schedule is still open. I have some room and I want you to get in where you fit in, and let's talk about it. Next week, I will be interviewing, 2 caregivers, and we'll break the interview down because they're going to be talking about their time in the business while caring for others, but along with caring for their loved ones. And, so how do you balance that? You go home and care for people from a job, and you go back to the job and care. So it's like that's your everyday cycle, your routine. That's a lot. So I definitely want to hear that. And then we have one young lady that she went from caring for people on the job, caring for her family, which would be her mother, her father, her grandmother, to becoming aware that she wanted to be a caregiver coach. And so she joined my program, and I can't wait to introduce her. I'll let her tell you all the highlights. We'll talk about it next week. But I'm excited about that because it was a lot for her to make the decision. I want to coach, and I want to coach in caregiving. So I got some tricks up my sleeve this year. It's a lot of stuff that I want to release and share, but we're going to take one day at a time. I always say take one day at a time. And again, we know that it is Easter weekend, so we are not trying to hold you hostage and make you sit here and tune in. But listen, we are glad you did. And I want to say again, make sure you make some time for yourself. Take a mental health day and figure out what that looks like for you. Maybe even a half a day. But just spend some time with your own health and wellness, making sure that you're replenished, refreshed, renewed, restored, and start this process all over again. I am again, guys, and I keep reiterating because there are some people who are just tuning in. There are some people who may have came in at the beginning, fell off because they got a lot going on, and they jump back on and say, wait, who were I listening to again? Who is this on? Well, guess what? It's your girl, Angela Amazing, the Caregivers Coach. And I am here for you. So let's make sure that you are setting healthy boundaries between you and the families, you and your loved ones, without becoming overwhelmed, burnt out while caring and sharing for others. Let's talk about it. Again, you can find me at www.coachamazing.com or go to my Instagram. I am Coach Amazing. Click the link in my bio, my tree link, and guess what? Let's get this train rolling. Let's get it rolling. Again, guys, have a happy Easter. We won't hold you because it is Easter weekend. We know family is coming in. COVID has been lifted a little, but still make sure you keep your mouths covered. Your noses, like cover up, mask up if you would like. I know it's not mandatory. And make sure they're washing those hands. Hand washing is still in. It's still necessary. I got hand sanitizer everywhere. And not only that, I got hand soap everywhere. Keep it in my purse, everything. So listen, don't get too comfortable with the mandates lifting that you forget how COVID affected our communities, our society, our country. And make sure that you are putting yourself first so that you can be the best caregiver in the world. And when you look in the mirror, you should see that you are truly amazing. And if you don't, you're probably looking in the wrong mirror. Bye, guys. Have an amazing weekend, or happy Easter. And thank you for tuning in to the Caregiver segment. Angela Amazing signing off. Bye.
Boss Up Visual Podcast offers media services for reasonable price quotes, created to aid the urban community with marketing services for your business, products, or services. Book your interview or ad by emailing bossupvisualpodcast@gmail.com or simply fill out the contact form. Boss Up Visual Podcast is geared towards business and life topics, teaching individuals how to build wealth, make smarter financial decisions. Boss Up Visual Podcast is hosted by Shakita Days and Derek Days, founders of Derek Denzel Days II Corporation. Sometimes looking at life and business from one person's perspective or type of group can be misleading. Teaching you how to stay bossed up in the competitive world. A visual podcast shows step up, raise your standards, and for the direction of your life. Boss Up Visual Podcast features sub-segments hosted by business leaders, authors, coaches, and individuals looking to expose their brands. Become a VIP listener, get access to rewards and more by subscribing. Let's talk about economic empowerment and how bad company corrupts good character. The power lies in your finances. If you can learn the power of how money works, you can change the way you feel about life. Life shouldn't be hard at all. However, you have to be smart. Learn ways of life that will make life easier for you. Also, be careful of the company you keep around you. Why? Because bad company corrupts good character, and a negative mind can influence a free spirit. So watch your energy. Energy is real. How you feel is what you will attract. So make sure you keep your energy level positive and avoid negative people. Remember, good energy attracts good things, and bad energy attracts bad things. When you're taking a look at life and you're looking at your life, what do you see for your future? What do you see for yourself? What do you see for your family? Do you want to continue to live this life and be unhappy, be unsatisfied, not being able to live a full, fulfilling life? You want to get out of that rut. You have to get up and do something new. Do something different. Do something meaningful. Something that's going to be valuable to your life, valuable to your growth. And the only way for you to do that is to get up and boss up. Boss up, raise your standards. Raise your standards for yourself. Raise your standards for your life. You are enough. You're capable. And the only way for you to move into a different space, we have to get the knowledge that's necessary to move into those spaces. So don't be afraid to raise your standards. Don't be afraid to better your life. Don't let people tell you that, it's not possible. You're doing this for nothing. You're doing this for you. So whatever you desire to have for you, yourself, and your family, and the life that you desire to live, take action. Take action today. So thank you guys for joining us with another Boss Up Visual podcast show. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Stay bossed up.